Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Thanks for visiting. Today I'm going to talk about temperate grasslands. This is a region which is between 40 degrees and 55 degrees north and south of the equator in the temperate zone of middle latitudes. The temperate grasslands lie away from the influence of the sea in the heart or the interior of the continents. So they are away from the influence and thus they have less rainfall. Mostly they are treeless plains, they are lowlands which have got very less trees or plants. So the temperate grasslands which are found in different continents are known by different names. So the local names of these temperate grasslands are prairies of North America, pampas of South America, belt of South Africa, downs in Australia, pustas in Hungary, and steppes in Russia. I'm going to tell you the exact areas where these grasslands are found. In North America, it is found in the southern region of Canada and central United States. So it's between Canada and United States. In South America, it is a region around River Plate. So it's the name of a river from the Andes and extends up till Atlantic Ocean. In South Africa, it's found in the Transvaal region. Transvaal was basically a province between 1910 to 1994. Then in Asia, it is found in the southwestern Siberia as well as in Mongolia, which is known as steppes. In Australia, it's found in Murray-Darling Basin, that is between two rivers, Murray and Darling. These are the two major rivers of Australia, and this region has got a typical climatic condition. So let's talk about the climatic conditions of the temperate grasslands. And as I told you, that temperate grasslands lie away from the influence of the sea. They mostly lie in the interior of very large continents. Therefore, it has got extreme of climatic conditions. In summers, the average temperature is between 18 degrees and 24 degrees centigrade. Even though it is not as hot as the equatorial and the tropical region or the regions which are near the equator because it is away from the equator, yet summers are short as well as quite warm. There is ample and abundant sunshine in the summer months, enough sunshine as well as the skies are mostly clear. There is very little rainfall. Here the range of temperature is very large. Range means the difference between the highest temperature and the lowest temperature, because during the daytime it rapidly heats up as there is less vegetation or plantations found, and at night it cools down rapidly. So there is a very large difference between the highest temperature during the day and the lowest temperature during the night time. In this region, there is a zone of westerlies. So, westerly winds blow in this particular belt. So, in the winter months, the temperatures vary or ranges between minus 4 degrees centigrade and 2 degrees centigrade, which makes it very cold in the winters as it is away from the equator in the temperate zone. In the northern hemisphere, there is enough cold temperatures to bring snowfall. So precipitation here is in the form of snowfall. So most of the rainfall is convectional type. I have already posted a video where I have described the different types of rainfall. So you can go through it and see what is convectional rainfall. And here the rainfall is mostly in the form of snowfall, so it's very light also. So basically what happens is that the temperate grasslands which are in the northern hemisphere, they have got extremes of climatic conditions. That is, summers are very hot and the winters are very cold, like the prairies of North America and the steppes of Central Asia. But this is not the case in the southern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere they have more moderate climatic conditions, because in the southern hemisphere these temperate grasslands are found near the sea. They have the influence of the sea. So if you see the southern hemisphere temperate grasslands, they are narrower and they're not spread over large areas compared to the steppes and the prairies, which are spread over huge areas. Now let's talk about the natural vegetation of these temperate grasslands. These temperate grasslands are basically open and huge areas of treeless plains. So the temperate grasslands predominantly have got very long grasses which are spread over large areas. Very rare species of blue colored grasses grow in pampas of South America. So, trees appear near the hillside regions where there is enough rainfall, and also near the water regions or where the water or rivers are found, so that there is enough water for them to grow. There are some plantations or vegetations which are very common here, which are willows, alders, and poplars. In the drier parts where there is less rainfall, their sagebrush or scrub with thorny plants are also found, and as well as short grasses, they grow everywhere along with huge and long grasses. Now let us talk about the natives or the people who originally belong to these temperate grasslands. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the Khirghiz people who live in Central Asia, and they have adapted themselves to the conditions and the environment of the grasslands, and they are very much acquainted with the climatic conditions. The Kyrgyz people are pastoral people who move from one pasture land or one land to another land in search of pastures. So these are the pastures which are used to feed their flocks and herds of camels, oxen, sheep, and goats. They even make a fermented mare's milk, which is their favorite drink, which is called as komis. Khirgiz men domesticate cattle and sheep, which they milch in order to produce milk, and they convert this milk into butter and cheese, which helps them to preserve and sustain during the winter months. The house of the Kyrgyz is called as yurts. They live in yurts, which is like a round tent, which is covered with a thick layer of wool of animals. The yurts are portable, they can be moved from one place to another wherever these people shift, and they also protect the people from the sun as well as from the mountain winds. The Kyrgyz women decorate the yurts with wool, different kinds of beautiful patterns, with carpets and rugs, and make it really beautiful. The men folk, they tend the animals or they take care of the animals, and they are very good horsemen. Even children are expert horsemen. In North America, the natives are called as Red Indians. They have almost disappeared and the population has reduced to few number. But they were never herders like the Kyrgyz people. They are more dependent upon buffaloes as well as herds of antelope, elk, and other animals. Buffalo is an important part of their livelihood. Their food is largely dependent upon buffaloes. The meat is dried, it is smoked in winter, and the hair and skin as well as the wool is used for making clothes. So the white settlers, when they entered into North America, they exterminated the buffalo and they taken over the buffalo of these people, and they had cornered away the red Indians. They had fenced the land and did not allow them into their own regions. So today a very short percentage of red Indians are still alive. In South African temperate grasslands, there was a former tribe which was called as Hottentots or Khoi people. And these tribes, they were similar to the Kyrgyz of the steppes. These days, they are only confined to regions near Namibia in Africa. Hottentots have been influenced by the Western culture, and it has also influenced their livelihood. The food habits, clothes, their huts, everything has changed. Their chief food is supposed to be milk, and they also preserve and store milk in skin bags, which is made up of animal skins. They do not kill their animals, but they preserve their animals for food. Economic development of the temperate grasslands. So, mostly in the temperate grasslands, they do not have very thick population, and the main occupation is agriculture. In the prairie lands, they mainly practice commercial agriculture as a large part of the produce is meant for export purpose. In the grasslands, the climatic condition is apt or suitable for the growth of wheat. Therefore, in the prairies, wheat is the most grown agricultural crop. So, wherever there is irrigation available or water available, cotton and maize grows well. These plains are very suitable for use of machinery for agricultural operations. Therefore, huge amounts of grains are cultivated here, and these lands have also become the granaries of the world. So, maize is a commercial crop which is grown to feed the cattle and other animals of the farm. Cattle farming is very important occupation of the people of the temperate grasslands. Meat packing industry is a very important industry of Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City of USA. So the cattle is mainly kept for production of meat. In the drier parts of the prairies, the most predominant occupation is sheep rearing. Wherever there is rich and more grasses and pastures available, there cattle is grown. Whereas wherever there is poor and sparse pastures or very little grass, there sheep rearing is done. There is a particular type of grass which is grown, which is alfalfa grass, which is grown as a fodder for the cattle, which is grown in the drier parts of the temperate grasslands, in the prairies and the pampas of South America, North America. It is used for fattening of the cattle so that they can produce more better meat. In South America, the fields or the plains where the sheep and the cattle are reared and kept are called as estancias. They are huge estates around 8,000 hectares big, and with the introduction of refrigeration, it has become quite possible to export the beef and the mutton to various parts of Europe from South America. So, in Australian region or temperate grassland, sheep rearing is very important both for wool as well as for meat. And the land where they are kept is called as ranches or stations, where a special type of breed called merino breed is kept, which produces high quality of wool. So, the belt of steppe grassland is the largest in the world, which extends right from Ukraine to the Black Sea in the west and Stalinsk in the east. This region is also called as the Black Earth region of Russia because of the black soil which is present here. Here there are extensive or huge farms which are called as collectives because large number of farmers are employed here who work in these farms and produce crops. The local name of these collective or large units of farms is called as Sovkhozes, whereas the state farms are called as Sovkhozes. So in these farmlands, wheat is the main crop which is grown apart from rye, sugar beet, barley and sunflower seeds. शीतोष्ण घास के मैदान 40 से 55 डिग्री उत्तर और दक्षिण अक्षांशों के बीच पाए जाते हैं। ये समुद्र के प्रभाव से दूर पाए जाते हैं और सामान्यतः वृक्षहीन मैदान होते हैं। इन मैदानी इलाकों को अलग अलग नाम से जाना जाता है अलग अलग देशों में, जैसे प्रेरीज नॉर्थ अमेरिका में, पैम्पस साउथ अमेरिका में, वेल्ड साउथ अफ्रीका में, डाउन्स ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, पुस्टाज हंगरी में और स्टेपीज रशिया में। यहाँ पे गर्मियों में औसत तापमान 18 से 24 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड तक होता है। गर्मियों का टाइम छोटा और काफ़ी गर्म होता है। ज़्यादातर यहाँ पे धूप और आसमान साफ होता है, लेकिन सर्दियों में यहाँ का तापमान 0 से -4 डिग्री और 2 डिग्री के बीच में होता है। शीत ऋतु में बर्फ़ के रूप में वर्षा होती है और वर्षा वसंत और गर्मियों के शुरुआत में होती है। यहाँ पे पेड़ केवल पहाड़ों के ढलानों पे ही उगते हैं जहाँ पे पर्याप्त वर्षा होती है। तो अब हम बात करेंगे यहाँ पे आदिकाल से रहने वाले लोगों को। खिर्गिज़ जो कि मध्य एशिया के लोग हैं, वो इन घास के मैदानों में रहते हैं। ये लोग देहात में रहते हैं या पैस्टोरलिज्म प्रैक्टिस करते हैं। वे एक स्थान से दूसरे स्थान पे जाते रहते हैं। इनके भोजन का उत्पादन मवेशी, भेड़ और घोड़ों के द्वारा किया जाता है। ये लोग गोल टेंट्स में रहते हैं जिसको यर्ड्स कहते हैं, जो कि जानवरों के खाल से बना होता है। घोड़ों, मवेशियों और भेड़ों के दूध को मक्खन और पनीर में बदलकर ये लोग खाते हैं। किर्गिज़ लोग भेड़ों और बकरियों के ऊन से कालीन बुनते हैं। अब हम बात करेंगे हॉटेंटॉट्स ट्राइब की, जिनका कब्ज़ा केप प्रांत या केप प्रोविंस के एक बड़े हिस्से में था। ये लोग भेड़, बकरियां और मवेशी अपने साथ रखते थे। दूध इनका मुख्य भोजन है और इनकी झोपड़ियां भेड़ की खाल से बनी होती हैं। ये लोग जंतुओं को मारते नहीं हैं, परंतु उनसे भोजन उत्पादन करते हैं। अब हम इन जगहों की आर्थिक स्थितियों के बारे में बात करेंगे। यहाँ पे कृषि मुख्य व्यवसाय है और ज़्यादातर गेहूँ और मक्का उगाए जाते हैं। मैदानी इलाकों में हर जगह कृषि व्यवसाय प्रचलित है और उत्पादन मुख्यतः निर्यात के लिए होता है। अल्फा अल्फा घास व्यावसायिक रूप से पैम्पस और प्रेरी के शुष्क मैदानों में उगाई जाती है। दक्षिण अफ्रीका में बहुत बड़े खेत होते हैं, लगभग 8,000 स्क्वायर हेक्टेयर का, और इन सब में मवेशी और भेड़ रखे जाते हैं। प्रशीतन की शुरुआत होने के साथ यहाँ से दूध और मटन निर्यात करना संभव हो गया है। पशु उद्योग यहाँ पे एक महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाते हैं। वे बड़ी मात्रा में दूध, मक्खन और पनीर की उत्पादन करते हैं तथा कच्चा माल जैसे चमड़े का उत्पादन, ऊन, मीट, सींग और हड्डियों का उत्पादन करते हैं।